Hey guys, Pastor Jeff here, giving you an announcement on behalf of our elders concerning our Sunday gathering. We knew when we started gathering outside that we weren't going to be able to do that forever. Colder weather was soon going to be upon us, and that inclement weather would end up driving us back indoors. Now, we did think we might have a few extra weeks to gather outside together, but it seems in God's providence that the cooler weather has come a little bit more quickly than we anticipated. So this Sunday, we're going to be moving our corporate gathering back inside the sanctuary. Let me tell you what that entails. We are asking our whole church to come together. We are not requiring distancing, and we're not requiring masks. We will, however, be setting up places throughout the church for those of you who wish to distance in the piano room, in the fellowship hall, in the children's area, so that you can maintain safe distances while also watching what's happening in the sanctuary. At the end of our time together, we're going to call everybody into the sanctuary at once so that we can enjoy the Lord's Supper together. We won't be doing any singing or anything else that involves high vocalization during that time. But we will all receive the Lord's Supper, we'll receive the benediction, and then we'll be dismissed. We also won't be having any children's ministry during this time. All of our families will be together along with our children. Here in a few weeks, we will be offering children's ministry for babies and for toddlers. Elaine is working really hard on that. She'll be sending out more information in the weeks ahead, so make sure that you're paying attention to that. Okay? So just in review, we'll be back together, 9:15, no distancing, masks optional, with spaces throughout the building for those who wish to maintain social distances, and everybody in for a brief time to enjoy the Lord's Supper together. Now, we also realize that there are some of you for whom this won't be possible. We know who you are just based on our interactions with all of our members. We know who most of you are. We'll be reaching out to you to find out how we can best care for you, how we can make sure that you stay connected and that you don't fall through the cracks during this time. We will not, however, be offering a public live stream. Okay? We are asking all of our church to come be together. Now, let me tell you why we're not doing this. On the one hand, we're not doing this because we want to be careless. Okay? Our elders have prayerfully and patiently considered what we would understand to be the very best data that's available to us. And yet, we're holding that data in tension with what we understand the Bible to be commanding churches to do and to be. Simply put, a church that does not gather together regularly under the word and around the table ceases to be a church. And so we want to balance well obedience to God's word while doing so in a way that is sensitive to the circumstances in which we find ourselves. We're also not doing this on the other extreme because we want to make a political statement. We realize in other parts of the country there are churches who are embroiled in religious liberty issues. Well, that's not the primary motivation, as important as we understand religious liberty to be. Our motivations are primarily spiritual and theological, no less than the unity of our church and the spiritual health, both of our church as a whole and of each individual member, is at stake should we neglect to gather. And so the elders understand this biblically, theologically, spiritually, to be non-optional, corporately speaking. And so if you have any questions whatsoever, we would be happy to take your phone calls, your emails, your text messages. We'll talk to you at length about why we made this decision, why we're making some of the more detailed decisions that we're making, and why we're making these decisions now. We'd love to have those conversations with you. Feel free to reach out to us. We'd be eager to hear from you. So just by way of review, we'll be in the building this Sunday at 9:15, our normal time. We will not have children's ministry offered, at least not yet, but we will have spaces throughout the building where those of you who wish to maintain distances can still participate, watch, and hear everything happening in the sanctuary before you come in at the end of our time together to enjoy the Lord's Supper with the rest of your brothers and sisters. Okay? See you this Sunday, Lord willing, at 9:15 a.m. God bless.